Hello, everybody. Welcome back to English on Thursday, the 11th of February, with me, Mrs. Craven. I hope you are all well today. Today, we are learning to predict what a character might do and say. To make a prediction means to have a good guess, to have a sensible guess. And to be successful, we want to be able to predict what a character from our story, Wild, might do next, and to predict what that character might say. So, here's our girl, our main character from Wild, and I'd like you to have a recap about how the girl feels about living in the wild. We found out quite a lot about how she feels about this yesterday. So if you'd like to pause the video now just for a minute and have a chat, a reminder about what we found out yesterday about how she feels about living in the wild. Off you go, and I'll come back and speak to you in a minute. Hey now, well done. If you could remember from yesterday that we found out quite a lot about her from her expressions. That means the look on her face. We found out and spoke about that she really loves living in the wild. She's always looking happy when she lives in the wild. We think she finds it fun living with the animals. The birds taught her how to talk. The bears taught her how to hunt for food, and in particular the fish. She loved playing with the foxes. So all in all, the little girl has fun living in the wild. She enjoys it, and she feels very happy and contented about it. She finds it a positive experience. So well done if you remembered that, children. Now, we're going to look at this page from the story, and I want you to just spend a minute looking at what's going on in the picture because it's quite detailed. Now, can you see what's happened to the little girl? She is caught in a trap. Her hair, her long green tangly hair, is caught in the trap. Now, I've made part of the picture bigger. I've snipped out the part of the girl. Can you look at that part now and look at her face? How does she look? How do you think she is feeling about this? Have a little chat, have a little think. I'll come back to you in a minute. Oh, well done if you used words like scared, cross, angry, worried, frightened, nervous. Any of those sort of words are describing the look on her face. She could be scared of the trap, also confused, scared and nervous about these people and their dog who have suddenly showed up in her forest, who she's never seen before and who we haven't met yet in our story either, boys and girls. And it says on this page of the story, one day she met some new animals in the forest. Now, who do you think the new animals are? How do they look? What do you think these new animals should do now that they've seen the girl? What would you do? Quite a lot to think about there, isn't there? Who are the new animals? How do they look? What do you think they should do? And if you were them, what would you do? So pause me now. Have a think, a discussion, a chat with your grown-up. Right, there was lots to think about, wasn't there, children? So, the new animals. Well, they might look like animals to her because that's all she's used to. She may never have seen a human being before. There's a new animal who really is an animal, and it's the dog. But she may never have seen another human being before. She might not even know that she is a human being. She might think that she is some sort of animal. So, the other animals to her are these humans, this lady and this man. Now, if you looked at their faces, their expressions, you might have thought they looked worried, confused, shocked, nervous. And what do you think they should do? They found this wild girl in the woods trapped in a trap. What would you do? Probably thinking they need to get her some help because they need to free her. Now, look carefully at this picture, children, because this is what happened next in the story. I want you to look at the colours. We've gone from a really bright, colourful green, fresh forest in our pictures, and now the colours have changed. They're dark, they're grey, they're murky, and even the weather has changed. It's raining, and those beautiful forest trees have suddenly begun to disappear. They've started to look like they've been cut down and the branches have gone. And if you look carefully at the background, there is a dark, dingy, dismal city on the hill. Even the truck is brown. The colours on the illustration are changing to show that our little girl's feelings have changed and not for the better. If we look at her face, she is frowning in the car. And the hunters, the animals, as we know them, the humans, are taking her away from her forest because they think that she needs help. And this page on this book says they found her strange, and she found them strange too. I want you to have a little think, just a very quick think. Do you think this page in the story gives you a clue that something good is about to change and happen in the story? Or something bad might happen for the girl in her story based on the colours? Have a quick think. Now, look at how the hunters look. And by the hunters, they look like hunters to her, but we mean the man and the lady in the car. How does the girl look? What is she thinking? You can jot down these notes around a printed picture that I will put in Sway for you. And if you can't print from Sway, don't worry, just write these notes in your purple book and you don't need to worry about having the picture. Now let's look at the dog. I've made him bigger for you. What do you think the dog is thinking? What do you think will happen if they take the girl to the city? I think the dog has a feeling about this. How do you think the girl will feel when she gets to the city? And do you think she will be happy about this? So, if you have this picture printed, you can add those notes around it. What's the dog thinking? How is he feeling? Does he have a funny feeling about what will happen when the girl gets to the city? Again, if you don't have the picture printed, don't worry, you can just write these as notes in your book without the picture. Now, the girl has got to the city, and the man and the lady we saw in the truck have given her to some older people to look after. So how do you think she feels about this? What are the adults doing to her? It says in the book, they did everything wrong. Look about how they've changed her. Talk about the girl. What are they doing to her? How has she changed? Look at what she's wearing. Look at her hair. You can talk about this. They spoke wrong. They ate wrong. They played wrong. Now look at the little girl. How do you think she's feeling now that she's in these people's strange house? It says, and she did not understand, and she was not happy. What do you think will make her happy again? What do you think is going to happen next? So 3 things I want you to pause the video and talk about. How do you think she's feeling now? Look at her. What do you think needs to happen to make her happy again? And predict. Have a guess. What do you think might happen next? I just want you to talk about this at the moment. Pause the video and have a chat. Your activity now is to write a sentence or sentences and predict, have a sensible guess about what the girl will do next in the story. Remember, she's hiding by the bed. She got very, very upset. Do you think she'll have a tantrum? Will she run away? Will she break her toys? What do you think will happen? You can borrow one of my ideas or you can have your very own. As you write your sentence to tell me what you think will happen, use capital letters, finger spaces and full stop. And you can use your phonics sound mat and fret fingers to sound out the words. And I have put a sound mat in today's Sway that you can print and have a look at. Now, if you need support, then you can write for your child the beginning of the sentence in their book. I think the girl will. And we will be giving that to some of the children at school as well. So you can write that for them, adults, the beginning. And then your child can finish the sentence by sounding out the words using their sound mat. And I've put the phonics mat on the next slide for you, or there will be a version on Sway that you can print. If you'd like to fly high, you can use a conjunction to extend your ideas and sentences. And here are the conjunction words on the slide. There's your phonics mat. Now, have you been successful? If you managed to predict what a character might do or say next, in this case it's our girl, then well done, you have been successful. Please can you share your work with us at parentssupport@shepherdswell.emat.uk, and I will see you tomorrow for some more English. Bye-bye.